Hello my friends. Today we are going to speak about multi-level listening part 5. Section 5 of the multi-level test is more difficult than the rest of the sections. So if you are doing worse on this section, that's natural, but to improve your confidence, you just need to work on your general listening skills. The test is assessing how good your listening is. That's all. Your score is simply telling you that you need to work more on improving it. Of course, keep practicing with multi-level multiple choice tests, but also just do any things that will help you to improve your listening rather than just focusing on multi-level skills. What are the difficulties with multi-level listening multiple choice questions? 1. Hearing all the words. In this type of question, it's very likely that you will hear all the words that you are given in each choice. 2 answer options will obviously not be referring to the answer, so you need to listen very carefully to make sure you get the correct one. Paraphrases and synonyms. Also, sentence and words that you hear in the listening will often be changed in the actual listening test paper. The test would be quite easy if you could heard exactly what you see in the question, but it will be changed in some way. 3. Similar choices. Another problem is that you may be given very similar variants. For example, all of them may refer to years, so it is easy to choose the wrong one. Also, the information you hear about each variant may be quite similar. 4. Full sentence answers. Normally, we can deal with the short options, but for the options available in full sentence key can make it difficult. The best way to deal with them is listen accurately and note-taking. You may not get a chance to read all the options given, so it is important to read all the questions and focus on the audio so that you can pick the correct answer in the time provided to transfer. In the 5th part of the multi-level exam listening, the candidates are asked to answer multiple choice questions based on the given conversation. In this section, the conversation is divided into 3 parts, which are called extracts. In each extract, 2 questions related to the conversation are asked. Each question is given 3 possible answers, A, B and C, and the student or the candidate is asked to choose the correct answer. The main difference of the multiple choice question type from other questions is that the candidate must clearly understand and analyze almost all the information in the conversation he or she is listening to. It is not helpful to wait for certain information to be told, as in the gap-filling section. When given time to consider the questions, it's recommended to guess the answer mainly by reading the questions themselves. Because if the student reads the answer options given together with the question, firstly, the student will have less time to see the questions, and secondly, confusion may arise in finding the correct answer to the question. Therefore, in order to find an answer to this question, it is necessary to define the keywords given in the question and understand well what exactly the question is asking. If the student doesn't understand what the question is asking, then the student may not be able to find the correct answer to the question. In addition, guessing the synonyms of the keywords given in the question help the students to understand exactly what words to emphasize while listening. During the process of the conversation, the answer are always come in the sequential order. It is the next question comes only after the answer to the previous question has been fully told. In some cases, the meaning and structure of the answer options are also close to each other in order to confuse the students. All the information given in the answer options can be clearly stated when you are listening, so don't rush to mark the answer by just reading the keywords in the first answer option. Because this answer option may not actually be related to what the question is asking. While listening, pay attention to certain words of the speaker in the conversation, but for example, but or however, apparently after these words the speaker may be switching from the distractor response option to the correct. If you are sure that the answer is correct, simply mark it on the test paper and continue listening until you are sure that the answer you choose is not misleading. Cross out the answer options that you think are incorrect so that they don't draw your attention too much. Let's practice, my friends. You will hear 3 extracts. Choose the correct answer A, B or C for each question, 1 to 6. There are 2 questions for each extract.
Extract 1. You hear 2 colleagues, Eva and Colin, talking about a problem at work. Now look at questions 1 and 2.
So the thing is, you aren't getting on with her new boss then, Colin?
She's just so different from her predecessor. I mean, John used to get us all involved in the decision-making process.
No chance of that with Sandra, you think?
No way. OK, I grant you, she's got some good ideas. She moved pretty fast to get us all to agree to individual job descriptions and a proper timetable, none of which we've had before, and we should have had. And she's done her homework on the staff profile, our qualifications, and past experience, and so on.
As you'd expect.
Yes, but she doesn't seem aware of the atmosphere here. It's the way we've always done things. I just don't feel I can work with her.
I'd say she's just finding her feet in a new job, and she'll soon get the hang of what we're all about. Let's focus on how much she's already achieved. I wouldn't let anybody tell you it's a trivial issue, though. If she doesn't settle in soon, and you still have issues with her, I think you should approach her direct.
OK. Thanks, Eva.
Extract 2. You hear an interview with an expert who repairs antique vases. Now look at questions 3 and 4.
Show me how you do it. I see you've got trays and trays of pieces here.
Yes, you have to find the bits that match, so I've put all these tiny pieces into colour groups, red here, blue over there. It's a bit like doing a jigsaw, really, but at least there are no stains to remove. All we have to be aware of is the enamel on the surface, that we have to lift all the dirt and grease off. If you don't, the pieces won't go back together again. It'll fall apart. If the cracks are going to show, they've got to be really clean, otherwise they'll look messy.
You want the cracks to show? Some people would say that's terrible for such a valuable vase.
Well, yes, they probably would. But something that's broken so extensively as this, if you cover all the cracks up, you're really making a fake. Being broken is something that's happened to it in its lifetime, which should be recorded. And as long as you can restore it so that aesthetically it still works, it shouldn't matter that the cracks show.
Extract 3. On the radio, you hear a visitor talking to a man about the remote island where he lives. Now look at questions 5 and 6.
This is such an unusual place because there's no public transport to the island. I came here in your fishing boat. The result is a paradise. Rich marine life, unspoilt countryside. Yet you want to let the world in. You've campaigned to start up a ferry service from the mainland. Why?
Well, there isn't enough work to support our population. If visitors come to the island and we have a lot to offer them, catering for them would create employment. Also, our young people would be able to commute to jobs on the mainland.
Don't you think it's risky? These beaches could be covered with holiday houses and hotels. Your visitors will complain because there are only a few shops. And a ferry service won't be enough. People will want to fly here, and you'll have to build an airport. No more paradise.
We can build a small airport without impacting on our quality of life here, and it makes economic sense. Our shops can cope with more people on the island. It'll be seasonal anyway. And why would we build on the beaches? It'd be crazy.
I hope you're right.
Extract.
Well, have you done the task? Okay, good. So now let's check your work. Extract 1. Question 1. What is Colin's opinion of their new boss? Well, have you done the task? Okay, good. And then let's check your work. Extract 1 and question 1. What is Colin's opinion of their new boss? It's A. She fails to consult with colleagues. Extract 1, question 2. When talking about the problem, Eva is C. Encouraging Colin to take a more positive attitude to it. Extract 2 and question 3. What is the expert doing at the start of the interview? It's A. The expert is explaining what can ruin a restoration job. Extract 2 and question 4. How does the expert feel about leaving visible cracks in the finished vase? It's B. So they are part of the vase history and should be seen. Extract 3 and question 5. The man wants a ferry service between the mainland and the island because A. He is keen to develop tourism on the island. Extract 3 and question 6. The speakers have different opinions about weather. It's C. Commercial development would spoil the island's unique nature. Dear friends, why are these answers correct? Listen to the audio again to find out. If you have made mistakes, keep on working on them. If your answers or response match those provided above, the exercise was completed correctly. To build on this success, you will need to continue doing listening exercise. I wish you good luck. Thank you for your attention and goodbye.